Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Year 6. This is just a bit of us talking at you, I'm afraid, with some information about this year, just things that you need to know for the beginning of the academic year. We do understand that you probably have a few questions, and of course we are willing to answer those questions. It's that usually we do this to our own classes, and this evening we'll be doing it to the whole year group. It's quite difficult to ensure that everyone gets heard. So if you do have any questions at the end, or you have any burning questions at the minute, email your child's class teacher, and we will be sure to answer those questions for you. So like I say, it's just going to be us giving you information that you need to know. It should last about half an hour to 45 minutes. We'll try not to keep you too long. And yes, so I'm going to start by introducing myself. So my name is Miss Dawson. I arrived 2 weeks ago in Malaysia from the UK, where I've been teaching. I'm the head of Year 6 and I am 6A's class teacher. I hope that you can see my email address on the screen in front of you. I will pass you over to the rest of my Year 6.
Hi, so I'm Miss Michael and I'm the class teacher for 6B. I'm also the primary leader for Progress in Learning. And I'll pass it on to Miss Elisha.
Hi, I'm Miss Elisha. I'm the teaching assistant for both 6A and 6B.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. So that's the Year 6 team this year. I would like to stress that should you have any queries, any concerns about your child's learning, about their behaviour, anything at all, please ask that your first point of contact is your child's class teacher. So any worries or concerns that you have, please can you go directly to the class teacher first.
I'm sorry, okay, and I'm going to be talking about the specialist subjects and teachers. As you know, we teach English, Math, Science, Humanities, and also for at least this term, we need to cover Art and ICT as well. But for the rest of the specialists, you have Miss Anna for music, Mr. Joe for Year 6 PE, and if you have any concerns, you can email Mr. Joe or Mr. Daniel, who's the head of PE. We've got Miss Jenny for French, Miss Tan, Miss Farah for BM, and Miss Hong, Miss T for Mandarin, Miss Johnson, who's our new drama teacher, and Miss Emma for primary teacher. So I would like to stress as well, we will send, sorry, I'm having a problem with this slide. Okay, so we've got the email addresses of all the specialist teachers. So I would encourage you that if you have any questions, any concerns about the specialists, please do send them an email. Don't worry about these slides. We will be sending them to you, so you will have the information with you by the end of today. So these are the specialist teachers, and these are the email addresses.
The video people are getting it, despite of one person being there, they put video in similar.
Okay, so I'm just going to
stay in the
talk a little bit about the school day.
I take the
you
take the sim.
Sorry, can I please ask for all parents to please mute yourselves? Thank you so much.
Okay, great. So yeah, I will now talk to you about the school day. So our typical Monday to Thursday, you can see on
Tuesday को
the screen.
नहीं Tuesday को है
The
29 September.
Friday you can see on the right hand of the screen. So the children get 5 lessons from Monday to Thursday.
It's okay, they will
and
serve vegetarian food one day to everybody.
Sorry, this
I told her Tuesday.
someone who is not muted.
Okay.
Is it possible?
Rest all you ask, many will be there.
Mute yourself.
Wednesday को कर दो यार.
Sorry, let's just
30th को कर दो.
सबका उन बड़े लोगों का भी छुट्टी होती होगा. वो जो है पेशेंट को पॉलीक्लिनिक.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but I've had to mute everyone. Hannah, you can unmute yourself now.
Thank you. Is it possible to get the slides back up? Thank you. Yes. So. Oh, technical hiccup. I got muted. I'll start again. So 5 hours of lessons on a Friday. 3 hours of lessons, so 5 hours of lessons Monday to Thursday, 3 hours of lessons on Friday. Got there in the end. Most lessons are an hour long. There are a couple of lessons such as drama. They are half an hour long, and when the children go to the library, they are also in half an hour slots. But most lessons last for an hour. We would just like to stress that we do ask that the children are in school by 7:45. First lesson starts at 8 o'clock. Sometimes these are subject specialist lessons, and if your child is not arriving until 8 o'clock on the dot or 8:05, they may miss the transition between lessons, and then they get a bit flustered and they're just not really set up for a productive day at school. So we do ask that your children please arrive by 7:45, and we do finish, so Monday to Thursday pickup time is at 2:50. And we have had quite a few children being picked up late. With the current COVID situation, we're not able to look after your child in a late club of any sort or anything. So we do please ask that they leave the school premises by 3:05 at the latest. And on a Friday, we end the day at 1 o'clock. So as 1 o'clock pickup time on Friday. We are hoping to start our CCAs after school during the week. Again, because of everything to do with the current regulations, we're not quite sure when they're going to begin again. We are ready, we are prepared, and we are hoping that they will start up as soon as possible. We're just not sure of when this is going to be yet. I think that's everything for the school day. Oh. Okay, so in front of you, hopefully you should see a couple of timetables. So you've got 6A's current timetable at the top of the screen and 6B's at the bottom. These are typical timetables. The children currently have or should have a photo of the timetable on their iPad so that they roughly know what they are doing each day. It is the beginning of the new year. We've got lots of new teachers, lots of timetables to get sorted. So these are subject to change, and they have changed a couple of times already, but the children have been great. You know, they've just got on with things and accepted the change. We do hope that these will be completely finalized by the end of this week, and we can send your child home with a hard copy for you to have on the fridge, or for you to have somewhere, so that you know what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. Next slide, please.
Okay, and I'm going to talk about the school year, the overview for the core subjects. This is practically the same from year 1 to year 6. So if you look at English in term 1, term 2, and term 3, they are all divided into 3 different units. We cover fiction for the first 6 weeks, and then we go into non-fiction, and usually the final 2 weeks we cover poetry or plays, depending on the term. So these are the topics that are covered in year 6, the main topics for this year. For maths, it's the same thing. It's divided into 3 units. We are now focusing on number and problem solving. The next 6 weeks will then be measure and problem solving, and then geometry. So this is how it's broken up in the 3 terms. And for science, we've got 2 topics for each term. And for the whole year, they will cover areas such as chemistry, biology, and physics.
Thank you very much. So just to give you an overview of term 1 and what they will be looking at and learning about in all the other subjects. So humanities, which just to repeat, will be taught by the class teacher. So we're starting the Vikings for history, and we will study history for half a term, and then we will move on to geography for the second half of term, where we are going to be exploring oceans. As already explained, art and ICT will also be taken for at least the first term by the class teacher. Art and ICT offer really good opportunities for the children to learn things cross-curricular. So we are really looking to include our humanities and our English within art and within ICT, so that children get a broader spectrum for their learning. Ms. Michael in a minute is going to be talking about assessments. We will be using some of our ICT lessons for the assessments. They are computer assessments. So with timetabling, it just makes a little bit more sense to use our ICT slots when we've got the computer suite as a class to do our assessments in this time. So for the first couple of weeks, they'll be doing assessments, and then we'll be doing lots of cross-curricular activities in ICT and art. And we will actually be basing our teaching on the English National Curriculum. Languages, so for those of you that might not be aware, if your child is Malaysian, then Bahasa Malaysia is compulsory for them to learn, and then they have the option between French and Mandarin. If your child is not Malaysian, then you have the option to choose 2 of the 3 languages that we offer, which are French, Bahasa, and Mandarin. I'm fairly certain that every child now knows what they are studying, but that's how it works. Music, it sounds very fun over in the music room, so they'll be focusing on the song Happy by Pharrell Williams, which is a very upbeat pop song, all about being happy, and they'll be listening and appraising, as well as many musical activities involved, we are assured. It sounds great. PE seems to be basketball and ultimate frisbee. I'm not quite sure what ultimate frisbee is, but I'm sure the children will tell us. And drama, so new drama teacher, and she will be introducing basic drama skills this term, and she'll be exploring stories and characters with the children to be able to do this.
Okay, so now I'm just going to go through the assessment overview. Now, the I can statements, as I'm sure you know, have been shared with you at the beginning of this academic year. Now, that just tells you exactly what the children are going to be learning throughout the year. We do a lot of internal assessments, and these are for us to basically identify the gaps, identify the strengths, the weakness, and what we need to do to help children achieve their goals. So if you look at the whole of year 6, these are the assessments we do. So if you can look at the slide, it says initial and end of year. So it's end of unit assessment. So what that means is at the beginning of each unit, for example, where for maths this week we did an assessment, but that's the initial, which is the start of the unit assessment. And this is basically for us to see where the children are at and what areas we really need to focus on. So that really helps us, and it also helps the children. And then we also do an end of unit assessment. So at the end of 6 weeks, when they finish the topic, they will be given an end of unit assessment, and that also helps us to see the progress. And we will share this progress with you when we meet with you every term. And on the second one, it says GL assessments. We have it for English, maths, and science. And that's hopefully we're planning to start next week. And it's going to be covered over 3 weeks. So we're going to give one assessment each week. We're going to be starting with English, hopefully. And we'll do one at the beginning of the year. And there's another one that is done in the 3rd term. Now that also will be able to show you the learning progress of your child. The other thing is the big write. So we have 2 big writes a term. And if you're wondering what a big write is, that's just a writing assessment. So we did one last week, and that's just to see where the children are at. And as teachers, we're going to be setting targets for each child. This will also be shared with you in the parent-teacher meeting, so you know what their goals are and what they need to achieve. So this is done twice every term. We do one writing based on fiction, and the other one is non-fiction. And we are planning to get a spelling program in, so they will have a spelling assessment along with that. That's for the 1st term. And as you can see, we have reading ban updates as well. And that's going to be with this new program that we're going to start to use, and it's called Accelerated Reader. Once it is set up, we will give the information and the children will have the information that they need to log on as well. And they will be able to use it in school, and it will help identify their reading levels. So that's the major assessments. The major assessments would be the GL assessments. The initial and end of units are more for the teachers. And moving on to homework, we didn't have homework last week, but it starts this week. So we will be sending back maths and English homework on Friday. We do encourage children to read as well. We will be providing them with some comprehension activities, but at the same time, we feel that reading should become a habit. It's a really good habit to cultivate. So we do encourage you to get your children to read at home, and even reading with them is great. We have this new program coming in. We used Matholia last year, but for this year, we're going to be using My Maths. And once that is set up, we will be sending details back home as well. It is an online resource that we're going to be using, so children can do maths activities online. And as I was saying earlier, we're getting Accelerated Reader as well. Please do remember that homework is used as a consolidation tool, so we're not going to be sending back homework that we've not, on a topic that we've not covered in class. So it would be whatever they've learned in class, and that's just to give the children extra practice as well. So if you can see in the time allocation for year 5 and year 6, it's up to 40 minutes a week. So they will be given the homework on Friday, and they're expected to hand it in the following week on Friday.
Okay, iPads. So we do ask that your child brings in year 6 their iPad with headphones into school every day. And there are some apps that we would like you to ensure are downloaded already onto the iPad. We use these regularly in class. So there's just, you've got Show Me, QR Reader, Kahoot, Epic, and Padlet. We would also like to strongly encourage that the children do not have Snapchat, social media messaging apps downloaded onto their iPad. As you can imagine, it can be quite disruptive to their learning. So please, if you could try and ensure that they do not have any of these things downloaded. PE, so on the days that they have PE, the children will need to come into school in their PE kit. Usually, or previously, they have changed into their school uniform. However, because of the new regulations, the changing rooms are closed, so they will be staying in their kit all day. They don't need to change. So for 6A, our PE days are Monday and Thursday, and 6B are Tuesday and Thursday. Just a reminder that their PE kit should be their house t-shirt, their shorts, sports shoes that are appropriate for both indoor and outdoors, a hat or a cap, some sun cream and a water bottle. Okay, uniform. So all students should be coming into school in their school uniform with a school bag. The big one for us in year 6 is their school shoes. We insist that they do wear black school shoes, not trainers with bright white Nike ticks down the side of them, but some black school shoes, please, with white or black socks. We do have some children that can complain that the air conditioning is a little bit too cold, and some of them have been wearing their own cardigans and jumpers. We do have school sweaters available from the uniform shop. We don't want the children wearing their own ones. It just doesn't look very smart. If they do find that they're getting cold in class, the teachers are generally very good and we don't let them sort of turn blue from the cold, but we do have to bear in mind that, you know, the teachers sort of might be a bit warmer than the children running around all day. But if they do feel particularly cold in class, perhaps they can wear a vest underneath or a white t-shirt underneath their polo shirt, just so that they've got that little bit of an extra layer. Hair, so we do ask that girls have their hair tied back, and boys' hair to be of a reasonable length, and neat and tidy for both boys and girls. So yeah, girls with long hair, we do ask for it to be tied back. I would say just above the shoulder is sort of the length that we can allow for it to be down, especially for PE. They do need to tie their hair back. This may be maybe not applicable in year 6, but we just need to make sure that jewelry is not worn for safety purposes. They can wear a single pair of studs in their ears or a sleeper, so a little hoop, but there should be no other jewelry being worn. They do run the risk of the item being confiscated if they are wearing the jewelry in school, and makeup and nail varnish should not be worn in school. Fingernails must be kept clean, neat and short. And we have 2 lovely models modeling our uniform. So you've got an example of the school uniform, and then you've got an example of the PE kit. Just in terms of preparing your child for school each day, we do ask that they come in with a water bottle, and they are allowed to go and fill these up as and when necessary. You need to bring in, at the minute, some COVID equipment, so hand sanitizer. We do have hand sanitizer in each of the classrooms and around the school, but should they want their own little bottle, they are permitted to bring it in, and extra masks, as they do have to wear masks around the school. Not sure if you're aware, we do say that in class they don't have to wear their mask, but around the school they do, so it might be an idea to bring some extra masks. Just to stress the importance of labeling things. I know we're only a week in and I don't think anyone's lost anything yet, but there are always items that go walkabout. So if you can just ensure that everything is labeled. Sleep. You know, the children do get tired after a long day at school, so if we can just make sure that they're getting enough sleep at night. If the children are bringing in their own snack and lunch, we ask that it is healthy and you know, fruit, vegetables, nothing too unhealthy. Breakfast, very important. Brains can't really function without a good healthy breakfast. And like we said before, we do insist on the drop-off and collecting on time, please.
Now I'm just going to go through the stationery. So please ensure that your children have this set of stationery. They can leave it in the school if they would like. We still do have children who forget, and it's a little bit difficult as we can't share that anymore. So we do have a supply in school, but I would definitely encourage that children bring their own stationery. Whatever's on the list at the moment. And for the library, the children are allowed to go to the library at the moment. We have half an hour of library and then half an hour of drama. We do encourage the children to borrow books from the library on a weekly basis. And it's great if you do talk to your children about what they're reading and ask them to share whatever they've read with you. I think that's really good practice. And also please do remind your children about returning books to the library on time, as you may get charged for loss if the books are lost or if they're damaged. Both the Year 6 classes are visiting the library each Tuesday. And also, just another thing about books, I understand that there are a lot of exercise books that are not available in the bookstore, and they don't have some of the textbooks as well. We don't really need the textbooks as urgently. As for the exercise books, what we're doing right now for children who don't have it, we're getting them to write it on a piece of paper, and we're going to keep it all in a folder so that when they get their books, they can then just stick it into them.
You've just given away that we're nearly at the end. So absences, if your child is going to be away from school or has been away from school, it is really important that you notify the registrar and your child's class teacher. We do ask that you call the office to do this and just let them know your child's full name and class, the dates that they will be away or the dates that they were away, and why they were absent. And then just to finish off, if you do want to speak to your child's class teacher, like we said, we do prefer face-to-face rather than via email. But if you would like to leave a message with the school reception, then we can arrange for a call back. Or a very good opportunity to pass on quick messages, which I know a few of you have been doing already, is during the pickup time. It might be a bit chaotic at the minute, but we are always willing to have a quick conversation should you want to. And also we will be sending out a weekly update every Friday. I know there's a few technical hitches, shall we say, with Phoenix, but it should be coming out to you by Phoenix via Phoenix every Friday, and that will give you a short overview of the week ahead. It will let you know who's won the Star of the Week awards, the Kindness Awards, the best time to contact your teacher should you want to arrange a face-to-face meeting. It will be very succinct, so if you would like to so just to repeat, the weekly update will be sent out, and then if you've got any questions, just please do feel free to message your child's class teacher via email. Okay, so that's it from us. That's all that we have to say. Thank you very much for coming and listening to us talk at you. If you do have any questions, please feel free to email them to myself or Miss Michael, and we will answer them for you. We hope to meet you in person over the next few weeks as the term sort of goes on and we sort of get settled into our routines. But yes, just to again stress, if there is anything you would like to ask, please feel free to get in contact, and we will help you to the best of our ability. I don't know if there's anything else you'd like to say, Miss Michael, before signing off.
No, I'm all good. Yeah, I'll just repeat again. Yeah, any concerns at all, please send to the class teachers. So Hannah is the head of year 6. However, if it's to do with your child, do go to the class teacher first before the head of year. Thank you.
Okay, I think we're going to sign off now. So thank you very much. Have enjoy the rest of your evening, and hopefully see you very soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Somebody